Hello, everyone, and welcome to Soul Conscious Tarot. This is going to be your soul weather weekly forecast where I'm going to just pull an oracle card and a few tarot cards, get a little bit of clarification, and see what message wants to come through for this week. This message is a general reading, and it is timeless for whoever finds it when you find it. If it doesn't resonate with you, understand that not every reading is going to resonate with every person out there under the blue moon, because, energy is so fluid. So what we're doing here, I'm trying to get our oracle card, although it's making me shuffle quite a bit. It must be looking, oh, there it is, finally. So our oracle card for this week is making a choice. Making a choice. I'm really getting a Two of Wands kind of energy off of this, just because of those two pillars there. It's like, you have to make a decision between one or the other. Which door are you going to choose? There's two doors there. Which door are you going to walk through? And so right off of the bat, I'm getting this vibe just from the previous weeks and that, readings that I've done in these previous weeks. Last week was riding the wave, and it was all about, being in the moment, letting things flow, just going with, see what comes up, see what the universe puts in front of you. And now I think it's kind of getting down to that, place and point where we need to decide. The universe is kind of testing us. I'm really feeling like it's testing us to see, are you going to choose door number one or door number two? Door number one, being what going back to the way you've always known things, the way you've always done things in your life. Are you going to stick with the status quo? Are you going to, or now that you've kind of been, the universe has kind of opened the door and let you kind of peek into what is possible in your life. And I really feel like a lot of people have been getting those glimpses of what their life could be coming up if they choose to take, have the strength and the courage to walk that path and move in a different direction and try something new in their life and believe in themselves and believe and have faith in the universe at large, that you can have something better. You can have something better, and that's one of the things that I really try and incorporate into my life is, when I'm thinking about something or putting intentions out to the universe, I say, can I have this or something better, and so that's kind of the mind frame I'm feeling like we need to be in, is to open ourselves up to, the infinite possibilities and the fact that we can have better for ourselves. And so making a choice, this is like, we're coming on that precipice of, which way are you going to go? Like I said, are you going to stay with the status quo and do things the way you've always done them in your life? Or are you willing to have the strength and courage to open up a new door and walk through a new door that's the unknown for you, you just don't know what's going to be behind it. It's going to be all new experiences. And isn't this fitting? I feel that Fool card energy off of this big time, being that Fool, taking a chance, taking a risk on things, and open yourself up to those new possibilities. I already kind of see where the reading's going. It's kind of already gotten a mind of its own. So let's go ahead and get our 3 cards as our baseline for this week. Okay. Wow. Okay. So we have the Lover's card, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Star. So that's pretty interesting. So the way I'm getting this with this message, is that, this is something, that lovers can be so many things. It really is talking, you can put it in a relationship context, and it could be, it could be a partner that you really desire, but ultimately, if you think about it, it's that choice, the choice between, I look at it sometimes in a wider context as it's kind of that, almost like a heart overhead decision sometimes, of like, we have the ability within us to decide if something is right for us or not. So if you think about it in a relationship context, when you first get in a relationship, everything is, just fireworks and wonderful, and the person can't do any wrong in your eyes because everything's just blissful, because we choose to look at it that way. But then we get to this point where there's this lull in the relationship because time's passed, and then we get familiar with each other, and that newness, the shiny new fireworks have faded down, and so now we're in those day-to-day feelings. And that's when relationships can get difficult. So it's in those moments when we're in the lull that, when things are just kind of going along at the steady pace, that Knight of Pentacles, when everything's going along at that steady pace, that's when we have to make a decision. We have the choice to choose to keep putting an effort in to the connection, into the situation. It's a choice that we make to continue to put our energy and effort into something, but we also have the choice to look at it as it's dying, it's failing. If you think, sometimes the Lover's card shows Cupid on the card, and Cupid, usually has the two arrows. He has the arrow of passion and desire, and that lead arrow that makes things, causes animosity, in a situation, so you can have, that Cupid's arrow, depending on which one hits you, you can be in love or you can fall out of love. That's why there's that choice. You have the choice to decide whether something is for you or not. And so then we have that, making a choice. So you decide what is for you or what's not for you. And we're on that precipice of deciding, do you want to stay where you are and just stay, at this level that you're used to and you're familiar with and because that's what you choose? Or do you choose to open yourself up, the Star, to infinite possibilities, to the infinite possibilities of the universe and what it has out there for you, that there could be that something better. Are you going to allow yourself to open up to that, Honestly, I'm going to say it, but I really don't feel like there needs to be clarification on this week's reading. I think that the message that wanted to come through came through. I'm going to go ahead and pull 3 cards from the universe just to wrap it up, just because I am so used to, wanting to clarify, but I just don't feel like clarification's needed. I think the message came through pretty loud and clear, honestly, but we'll go ahead and see if there's anything else the universe wants to add to this. Of course, I have my deck upside down. That's why I was wondering why all the cards were coming out upside down. Okay, so we have the 7 of Swords, Temperance, and the 2 of Pentacles. So, 2 of Pentacles, it's weighing things up. It's the scales, it's kind of when it's that choice. It's making, I see 2 of Pentacles is to me, I see, making the list of the pros and cons and trying to make that decision, weighing up two different things, two different options, so that you can make that decision. That's the way I look at it. I mean, I'm sure that other people see it differently, but that's the way it comes up for me. When I see Two of Pentacles, it's that balancing up, kind of trying to balance the scales, trying to decide, which one is got more weight or levity to it, which one, is the better option. You're weighing two things. And then with Temperance here, it's, that's patience and time. And this is with that Knight of Pentacles. I mean, this is, it's something, like I said, we're in the space where we've been doing the same thing over and over again. We've been doing the same cycle, doing the same things. And the universe is saying, hey, kind of knocking on the door, knocking out, you have that chance to knock on the door of opportunity. And the universe is saying that door's there. Are you willing to be the fool and take the risk and jump in it? Or are you going to stay with what you know? And, Seven of Swords can really talk about, like self-deception, because you might, I feel like that card, the universe was bringing that card forward so that you can ask yourself, are you deceiving yourself in the fact that you may believe that you're happy where you currently are? Or maybe you're deceiving yourself in the way that you don't feel like you deserve better than what you have right now. So I challenge you to really think, though, kind of bring those kind of questions up to yourself. If you are afraid of, and there's fear around change for you, look at why you have that fear. Look deep inside of you and ask yourself those questions of, am I really happy where I am? Or am I, is that just how I believe or perceive the situation to believe, because I don't, maybe you don't feel like you deserve better than what you currently have in your life. And I'm here to tell you that we all have the potential, infinite possibilities of potential. If we believe in ourselves, we can accomplish anything that we choose to accomplish. We all have great strength and ability within us. We just have to tap into it. So I hope that helps you when you're making that choice, or when that choice is put before you, that you really do challenge yourself to grow, challenge yourself to take a chance on the unknown, be that fool, take a risk, and step outside your comfort zone, because you might realize there's things out there, there's more opportunities that will make your life substantially greater and happier than it is currently. It's easy to settle. It's easy to get stuck in the status quo. It's easy to stay in our comfort zone. It's very hard, and it's challenging, and it's scary to do something that we're not familiar with. But it can be so worth it, because at worst, you're going to learn something. Even if you fail, if you take that chance and if it doesn't pan out, you're going to learn something for it, and you're going to grow and be better because of it. Nothing truly is a failure. Everything teaches us something. Every experience that we undergo expands us and makes us grow, exponentially, because we learn from that experience. So just please keep that in mind. I really think that was the message for this week. Thank you so much if you tuned in, and if you enjoyed this message and this reading, I would appreciate it if you'd consider hitting that like button down below for me. And I would love to have you join me and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in and taking time out of your precious schedule to join me this week. Joy, love, and light. See ya.